Seconds to go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Broadcasting live worldwide.
On June 16th, 2018, a show designed for you, the Daily Commuter, went live. A weekly show all about faith. A show with motivational topics, inspirational stories, and personal testimony set out to change the world.
Don't you see that your faith is coming alive? Don't you see that it's tested every time? He's the one that makes your life divine. He's the one that makes you feel fine. Your faith's being tested.
Hi, I am Mia. You're listening to Have Faith, Let It Begin.
Hello, my name is Amari, and today we are back on another episode of Have Faith and Let's Begin. Hi, my name is Isabella, and you're listening to Have Faith, Let It Begin.
Hey, this is Freddie, and you're listening to Have Faith, Let It Begin.
Hi, my name is Angela, and you're listening to Have Faith, Let It Begin.
Welcome to Have Faith. Let it begin. Here's your host, Angel Santana.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the live edition of Have Faith, Let It Begin. This is May 12th, 2020, and it's a Tuesday. Folks, we'd like to welcome you and to all the new viewers. Happy belated Mother's Day once again, as we had a Sunday, Monday replay of the Mother's Day, A Mother's Love episode, which is all about Mother's Day should be every day. We just wanted to wish each and every one of you a beautiful and happy Mother's Day. And for all the dads out there, we're next. All right, folks, let's get started with another episode. Today, a little bit funny, a little bit interesting, a little different. Remember 1997. Holy cow. 1997. I can't believe that it's been over 20 years in 1997. Hard to believe that that was the year that I graduated high school. That was a huge year for me, for a lot of people. I remember around the 1997s that the cell phones were starting to become kind of like a hot commodity. Beepers were still kind of better than cell phones at the time. I still don't remember all the codes, do you? I don't remember all that 373, 153, 22 something, I don't even remember. But there's so many different combinations that meant certain things. Love to hear your thoughts on it. Love to hear your feedback on that. Send me some funny, stories or funny things about it. But I remember a part of 1997 in particular that I'd like to share with each and every one of you. It was during that time of year where I had just returned from back surgery. And I remember returning back, and I had not been in school at that point from September all the way until December. My first day back was after the Christmas break, starting, which is basically the new year, which is getting into 96, 97-ish. So as we started that school year, so to speak, for me, it was hard to get reacclimated with people, getting, situated with all the different types of classmates and just the whole scenario and the surroundings. But one thing that I remember and I recall was dealing with so much adversity, so much different type of animosity with different types of kids that were in my class. Now, it wasn't that I was bullied, let me just be clear. It wasn't that I had altercations or fights. It was just learning to see how each individual in certain classrooms has started to evolve, started to come into their own, but started to act in a certain way. Some of us were thinking already of our future, was already thinking about our college. And it started making me think about everything that's happening in our world today. Back in 97, for myself, because that's the only way I can relate, is I was preparing to know what I was going to do when the school year ended, when high school was over. And I had a graduation, I had a graduation party to think about, and it got me thinking about all the seniors that are dealing with this pandemic and dealing with the fact that they are not going to have more than likely a normal graduation or a normal send-off, as you would say. And it just really started to break my heart. But it made me think about one more thing. How much stronger these kids are going to be because of it. How much more prepared are they going to be getting into this next chapter? Some of us would disagree and say, well, I wish that they would actually have their proms and their senior trips, and I wish they would have had all those parts of the ending, like senior skip day, just the things that all of us experienced. Well, unfortunately, it's not going to happen that way. But one thing is for sure, a lot of us can remember when we graduated. So, fellow 1997 classmates, I propose this question to you. Where were you in your mindset when you were getting ready to finish your school year? Did you know that you were going to be a teacher? Did you know you were going to be a lawyer? Did you know that you were preparing for the next step? So all of us out there, obviously, that are listeners of this show may not have graduated in 97, but I opened the door for you to think about when you graduated, to think about the things that you did to prepare yourself for the next step. I was speaking with one of my colleagues not too long ago, and they had said to me, I really wish that I would have been a lawyer. I really wish that I would have been this or that, or tried this. To which I replied, you can still do all the things you want to do. You can still be what you want to be. Where does it say there's a time limit or a timetable that says you can't achieve a goal or a dream? Back in 97, I remember hanging out with a good friend of mine named Chris. He had just gotten a cell phone, and the cell phones were only free after 9 o'clock. Well, 9:01 if you want to get technical. I remember having a beeper with my ex-girlfriend, and she would send me these codes, and I'd have to tell my classmates, what does this code mean? And they'd laugh and not tell me what it was. Or some of the girls would get googly-eyed and say, she just told you that she loved you. Whatever happened to those days when we could actually conversate with each other, respect our teachers, respect our elders? Some of us always say, I remember back when we were younger, we used to just do things so much more different. And it's hard to imagine that the children of today are growing up in a world of the new norm. I was just talking to my friend about that the other day, Brian. I said, my daughter, Ariel, is going to most likely not realize what it was like even a year ago, even 2 years ago, meaning this new norm that we're going into. Will we be able to still shake hands? Will we be able to embrace one another when this is all over? And it got me thinking again of 1997. So it's not so much as, even though the title is about remembering 1997, it's an opportunity for all of us to try to remember how it was like when we were in high school, how it was like when we were seniors, and where our mindsets were at. Think about that. And let's propose the question. What would you have done if the pandemic was around that time? What would you have thought of to do during those times? Yes, it's very hard to try to relive the past and put it to today's present. But let's just propose that question. What would you have done differently during your senior year? Would it have changed who you are going to be today? Would you have gotten into the medical field because you were inspired by others? Would you have gotten into law enforcement? Would you have gotten into ministry? What would you have done different? I know myself, I can't even really think of what I would do, because I know that during that time for me, I had had back surgery. So I was very limited as to what I could do. But I think that if I really were to engage and try to think about what I wanted to do, knowing what I know today, I would have definitely went in and did some more of psychology and done a lot more, a lot faster, a lot sooner in ministry. But remember, we can't say shoulda, coulda, woulda. God has a plan. God's timing has always been designed for each and every one of us. So as we get ready for this next phase, this next chapter, this next school year, this next summer time, this next fall and holidays that are fast approaching, one must remember that we all have to adapt. We all have to say to ourselves, what do we want to do? What can we do to make this world a better place? And what are we doing now to achieve our goals and dreams? My prayer today is for all the seniors that are unable to have their day in the spotlight to grab their diploma. At the end of the day, no one can take that diploma from you. At the end of the day, you've worked hard to get you to this point. And a celebration can happen anywhere. Just like we can pray to God anywhere. So I wish all of the seniors a happy graduation. I wish all the seniors an opportunity for you to remember that God has a plan and a gift and a treasure designed for you. And I hope that all of you achieve and reach the goals that are set on the path that God has laid out for you. And never forget that on your special day, on the day that you'll look back 10, 20, 30, 40 years from now, you can say to yourself, the pandemic was here, but my future was still in front of me. Have faith. Let it begin. Thank you for listening to another episode of Have Faith, Let It Begin. That's right, Ariel. We're done with another show. And it's always great to have this show with you, my love. You know, we're going to encourage each and every person to listen to our show every single weekday. That's right, you and I are going to help change the world. Do you think that you can do that for me? Huh? Yeah, you know you can. She does. We want to let you know, and yes, we encourage you to listen to our show each and every weekday, and it's going to be live at 7:30. Make sure you're subscribed to our show. Make sure you get ready, fasten those seatbelts, because Ariel and I and my family are going to bring you a new topic, a new story each and every day, right? Isn't that right, Ariel? Yeah. And she's smiling at me. Guys, enjoy your day.